Why, hey, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, video game enthusiast, industry analyst. Wait, there's a thing I would say, 30 plus year, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually just excited because I'm going to talk about Switch 2 here in a second. But morning, good to see Ultronymous in the chat. So yeah, I got the Switch 2 yesterday, so I was able to dive in and I'll kind of give some impressions on that. And actually, I think that's really what today's going to be. So I'm just going to dive into that because there's really nothing much else that caught my attention video game wise. So I will say though, I did play some It Takes Two with the wife yesterday because she really likes it, even though there's this part we're stuck on that's really annoying. I guess I could look it up to figure out how to get past it. It's I like that she enjoys it. So I'm trying to play. But as you can see with this red here is all testing out. Yeah, a lot of red. Hey, Jim Killix, good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot of me going through different Switch games, trying things out. So I'll just talk a little bit about that real quick. So the Switch 2 is definitely larger than the Switch 1. And it's super noticeable. It's crazy actually how much bigger it is. And even the screen, how much the screen action. I have it right here, but I have it. Well, yeah, I'll just keep it here docked because I'm going to show some gameplay here in a second. So here's the thing: it feels very premium to hold. Probably the most premium hardware. I mean, even comparing it to an Apple device or something, there's something about the finish on it, the way it feels in your hands, the weight. It's a very premium product, which goes toward, I think, the cost, thinking, oh, what were we paying for? The screen is incredible. It's actually better than the OLED I have the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition OLED Switch, and I had them side by side when I'm doing the game transfer, and it's the non-OLED Switch 2 screen just looks so much better. Not only that, playing it docked on the TV, I was amazed how it looked. Way better than I figured. And so I was trying Tears of the Kingdom and Link's Awakening. Both those games ran horribly on the Switch. And they look really good. Really good. Like, shocked that it pulled off exactly what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking there might be some technical hiccups or something, knowing Nintendo, but no. Tears of the Kingdom is smooth. 60 FPS. Does it drop? I haven't seen it drop yet. In fact, when I'm playing it on my Samsung TV that has some extra options for its own AI motion stuff, it makes it look even better. It's great. But so far, okay, yeah, Mario Kart's included. With Mario Kart and Zelda, as amazing as they look on the TV, they look even more amazing on the screen of the Switch 2. So props to Nintendo, because I was not expecting that. Like, I'm thinking of the games, right? Thinking of the games, but the actual device itself is super high end. It's not a cheap toy. And maybe that was part of making it all black and streamlined like it was. It's almost like that generation that grew up with the Switch. Let's try to get them into a Switch 2 instead of PC. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so here's the issue though, and this is the same issue I had with the Switch, but it's worse on this. Is the Joy-Cons. And I didn't like the Joy-Cons on the first one. Now, this is using that grip it comes with where you can plug it in. But the Joy-Cons are so thin that it's almost like okay, so the Switch 2 is heavier, and the Joy-Cons are so thin that holding it to grip and play, it's like something is digging into the palms of my hands, and it's actually really annoying. So I wonder if when they were designing that, if they have to account for, like, it's possible that someone like me would have this discomfort, but maybe it's made for more people, so maybe more people don't have discomfort. And you know what I mean? Because it's impossible to make a one size fits all. But maybe they made it where the majority of people holding it would have a good time. For me, no. It is just not comfortable at all. So I do have like the MobaPad HD on the original Switch, and they're apparently making another version for the Switch 2. I can use them on the Switch 2, but I can't connect them. But I might want to maybe look at getting a grip to put on instead of an additional controller, because I will say using the thumbsticks, the buttons and the D-pad, the triggers feel so much better because it is a little bit larger. It actually does feel like I am holding onto a controller. So this setup right here does feel good. It does. I even hooked the Pro controller from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. Works flawlessly, feels great. I want to get the Switch 2 Pro controller, but that thing's $80. We'll see, even though it seems to be really good. So it's actually nice that when wife and I were playing yesterday, I let her use this so she could use the new one, and I was able to use the Pro controller, and it worked. It worked great. So that there's a couple options right now. D brand has their Kill Switch, which is really popular, but Skull and Co. And I forget the name of it, but they have their own version, and I actually have it for the Switch 1 where there's multiple grips you could put on. That might be the direction I go. The While I think the D brand is available right now, I think the Skull and Co. And then there's another brand. It's like called the Genki Attack Vector. Those things are not out yet. But anyway, in the meantime, I guess I'll just deal with it. But real quick, let me show what I was playing. So Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, like I said, it looks incredible. Runs incredible. Super shocked. This just takes me back to when they announced Tears of the Kingdom, and I was like, look, I love Breath of the Wild, but I already know how that one runs on Switch 2 versus PC. And it's like Nintendo can't, especially after Calamity Wars. It's like I can't believe Nintendo can get away with releasing games that run so poorly. You know, Pokemon games did that. I didn't play them. So it's like it's hard to forgive them for that, but at least on the Switch 2, I can finally play these games as they were intended, right? And it's just so funny how I was like, yeah, I'll play Tears of the Kingdom when, you know, the Switch. I mean, I did play a little bit of it before, and I'm not really into the build stuff, but as a Zelda fan, it's the only Zelda I haven't played through yet, so I need to play through it. But finally I can. Finally I can. It was worth the wait. All right. I checked out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, and unfortunately, it looks horrible on the Switch too because all it does is blur. It's expanding the pixels to fit the resolution or whatever, and it just looks blurry. I haven't heard if they're coming out with an update, but it needs one. Mario Kart looks great and is fun. I will get into that in a little bit, so we don't talk about that now. And then the GameCube, I also I was playing the F-Zero, and I was just talking about that with Ultranomous yesterday. Wasn't it Ultranomous? Yeah, F-Zero, and then the GX, and then the Soul Calibur looked great. Like, there's no way those GameCube games would look like that on the Switch 1. So I can see why this is a Switch 2 thing. So there's that. And then Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This is another example of I couldn't believe how this was running on the Switch 1, and I just kind of stopped. On the Switch 2, oh my gosh. It looks and feels completely different. I played nearly, probably 2.5 hours on the Switch 1, and just the 10 minutes or 20 minutes I was playing on the Switch 2. Wow. It looks like it was intended, and I really do think these respect to a Switch 2 type of thing, just because of how seamlessly good it looks. But anyway, there's the Kirby Forgotten Lands, Forgotten Kingdom, forgot the name of that. But it was either July or August, it's coming out with I still need to finish that game, but then they're going to come out with the upgrade for it. So looking forward to that. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. What I want to do is screen share some Switch 2. Okay, that unfortunately messed up. Let me try that again. I had just tested it before. It's just that sometimes there's multiple. Ah, there we go. That worked. Okay. Yeah, sometimes there's multiple screens wanting to share. Now I got to make sure. Okay, I got to get some sound coming in. There we go. All right, and then I'll switch to this, and there we go, guys. Okay, let me go into Mario Kart World real quick. Kirby Forgotten Title, yeah. Which is cool because I was at the mall this weekend, and they had a sort of collectible from that game where it's when Kirby can, I think it's that game, where Kirby can swallow a car and then be a car. All right. I'm not getting a lot of audio on my end, but that could just be because of how I am sharing this through the... Oh, here we go. Hold up. Okay, looks like it was coming in. Anyway, I'm sharing this through my old Cam Link. No. Yeah, Cam Link 4K. Yeah, because I'm using the Cam stream now for my DSLR, if anyone's interested in how that works. Okay. So you could do single player, multiplayer, online play, wireless play, which that's pretty cool. But, and it's weird because it doesn't look like a mode, but you go to, oh, wait a minute. You could just press free roam. Because I would just go to the map and choose something, but let me just press free roam. And then look at that. In the game. Okay. So, I will say that it is a little choppy on the stream, probably. But for me, it looks good. I think that has to just do with the Cam Link I have plugged in. But anyway, what's really cool about this game is the free roam open world, where you can just go wherever you want, do whatever, and then let's open a map. So then you have the map of the world, which is really cool. And I guess on the world, there's the different tracks. What's also really neat is throughout the world, there's things to do. You know, that's cool. But also, if you, like, select a character here, you could see where there's, like, these silhouettes. And those are unlockable costumes that you can get as you play. So that kind of helps, helps you figure out how you're unlocking things. Each map seems to have these question blocks, and I think you're just supposed to run over them. Let's see, what was the other one I got around here? Maybe it was just that one. Anyway, let's get into the game and figure out some more. Where should I go? I will just go back here. Okay. So, hopefully we'll find some cool secrets. There's a lot of little things. You know, I'm really bad at these controls. Okay. Okay, that's not what I was... I mean, oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I figured there was something around here. And it might not... Oh, it disappeared. That's weird. So, oh, there it is again. Oh, so there's that bag, right? Oh. Okay, and you get it, and it doesn't always work, but sometimes it will be... Yep, there we go. It will be a secret costume. So I just got a secret costume. Let me go get those. So, I guess what's interesting about playing this is it's Mario Kart, right? But since you're doing this free roam, there's a lot of, like, where I have to learn how to do different types of, like, if I wanted to turn real quick, jump, hold the brake, but okay, but then hold the gas. I'll have to figure that out as we go. Okay. Here's this. I don't know. Do tricks off? Okay, obviously. I did that wrong. Do tricks off the cacti for extra height. Tricks off the cacti. Did that do it? Not really? Okay, so there is something to that. Let's do that again. So you see how they're introducing some interesting... I mean, they've done the jump thing before, but they're in this open world. It kind of shows you ways you can navigate, and then maybe use that stuff in game. So there we go. That one, nope. Oh my god. I did a couple of these last night where you could just be off by just a little bit and not do it. And thinking about it, I will say some of it has to be the controls. Even though I like the controls, I'm so used to the general sort of Xbox style or even PlayStation style. There we go. So let's just do that again. All right, I counted it. Cool. And so that's a lot of what happens in this open world. Is you're kind of running around and finding just little things to do. Oh, see, it appears and then disappears. Let me see if I can get it to come back. There we go. Nope. But I like that. Pretty cool. At the bottom right, you can see it's almost like a drone. Or the camera guy, right? Isn't that lore? Okay, there's a couple of these things. Hold up. All right, pick up your speed. Oh, airplane. That's cool. Missed the other thing, but that's okay. Oh, what's that? Dropping coins everywhere. All right, let's just actually... Kind of didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's cool. You could take pictures. No. What? You press Y to open the map. Why? All right, so with Luigi... It's almost like, yeah, you could just pick one character, run around with them until you unlock all their costumes, I guess. I was Mario for a little bit. Actually, I was a penguin for a while, but the penguin didn't have any more costumes, so I was just kind of wasting the those things there. So, no. It's, okay, here we go. Well, there's two of them there. Keep pressing the wrong button. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Okay, so none of those did anything, so I wonder if I should just go to completely different areas in order to... Wow, look at all the traffic. And again, as I will say, I am playing this through the Elgato Camlink 4K. And... Nice. And this does not look anywhere near as good as when I was playing on my TV or in handheld mode, so... And then even worse, I can see on the stream, it's possible I only have it set to 30, the Camlink 4K, and I just forgot. Okay, that's funny. Anyway, here, Mario Kart, and there's that dude. I just bounced off him. So here we got another biome. Looks all haunted. Pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't been over here yet. And so, yeah, I guess the deal would be come to a new area, look around, drive off road, and then you get off-road tires. Yeah, you can even, there's the ocean. You can go into the ocean and just be a boat. And then also, what was the other, the airplane thing. You probably saw that there for a second, but yeah, you can definitely fly around, especially if you're in a higher point. I wonder, like, if they come up with, like, at will to do that stuff. Okay, well. Oh, here's the water. Oh, shoot. His doesn't look too much like a boat. It did some little water jet thing, but... Cool. I keep pressing the wrong button. I want to do L as brake, and I'm like, no, that's to wave. But A is to go and B is to brake, which then actually A accelerate, B brake makes sense, you gotta say. Alright, let's see if this is another... Yeah, I got another costume. But that's one I've already had, so interesting. Well, sometimes... So I wonder if it is just random to fill in the costume. Just over time, eventually, the odds are you will get a certain costume you're looking for. The one thing, though, that I was hoping would be in this, and maybe it is, like other people in the world with you riding around. Like, they don't have to be with you, they're just in the world. Wow, I like the camera on the bottom right, the map, how it's going over the bridge. Anyway. Oh. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at some other games real quick. Oh, SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Of course, had to try that. It looks bad. Old games without upgrades do not look good on the Switch 2. It's... You know, like, I don't know if there's supposed to be an automatic thing. Or if it has to be done game by game. Alright. Ah, this game. You know, I played Link's Awakening back on the Game Boy when it came out. Yeah, while this looks fantastic, it does not look anywhere near as good as when you're playing on the screen. And again, I think it's the came with 4K, but this still looks better. Like, it's so consistent looking and feeling. I think I have it set to 30 FPS, the Cam Link, so it's not actually pulling the 60. That's possible. But I just love how consistent and how it looks, that depth of field of things in the foreground, like up above. So yeah, I'm going to be going through and playing this now that because before it would have frame rate issues as you're going, and it just felt gross. I don't know. Okay. Let's jump into Tears of the Kingdom. The one I'm really excited about is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Did not think I would be, but watching the videos, and it's made by the Mario Odyssey team, so it is straight up a 3D platformer, like AAA. I feel like Nintendo would only allow your pre-selected friends to be in. Yeah, and in fact, and actually, let me do it right now. There's the C button, right? Game Center, or Game Chat. I was saying Game Center. And so when I pressed it, I had to first approve that I wanted to do this by scanning a QR code on my phone to sign into my account, and then it asked for my phone number, and then I had to put in a PIN. And I think they're just trying to make it where not anyone can just be online and talk crap. And then when you do that, you then select what friends that you want to be able to chat with you. And I only had 10 friends, so I don't know how to show off or if you can add me. I don't know how that works, but I guess because the Nintendo Switch and stuff was never that multiplayer type of thing. Oh, Bayonetta 3. Oh my god, that just came to me. That's the game I need to get. But again, I cannot believe how good Tears of the Kingdom finally looks. Yeah, let's go a little. Like the draw distance, seeing the, and again, it's not like it's the best looking game, but the fact that it runs so well. Oh, there's a bad guy over here, if I remember how to fight. And then, wait, jump? Where's the jump? Oh, the jump is... That reminds me, I remember I changed the controls because I thought the jump was in such a weird Jump is X, which is Y for, or triangle. See, I'm loving this gameplay, but I am not a fan of the whole building thing. So that's the other thing that I am going to make use of here with this first full playthrough of this game is I'm going to use the app they have now where you can get builds. Because if I'm in a section where I need to build something to move on, that is not fun. That, depending on the situation, not too fun for me so far. When I played this originally, I played through the first dungeon. I would rather just be like, oh, I need a thing to get up there, and then just use the app to get the blueprint or however it's supposed to work, just so I can, because, okay, there we go. Okay, right. Oh. And then, what was the button to switch? Why not? Oh, wait, what did I do? This is not the time to take pictures. Okay. Or do I just maybe pick up the sword? Alright, here we go. Oh. And wait, I don't have my shield either. Unless I lost my shield on purpose? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was... yeah. Okay, I got this sword. There we go. Well, you know, this is cool. I can't wait to get lost in this, hoping that with the new features and all that, I can kind of get around the kind of annoying thing they added in this game. Again, that could be just me, but this whole building thing was not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. There's the save. Okay, oh, you know what? Here's a good conversation about something to have, guys, and this is the virtual game card. So I am understanding, maybe to a degree, what the issue could be. So when I was using my Switch 2, I was wanting to play SD Gun and Battle Alliance, and then it was like, oh, you need to eject it from your other Switch. Because it's a virtual game card now. I was like, oh, okay, actually, I could probably maximize. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go do that. And then I went to my Switch to eject it, and it said it's not on this, or it's not attached to this. And I'm like, what? And I was like, oh man, have I not played it since the Switch before that, which it was another Switch I have, like the original Switch we got in 2017, and then I got the Tears of the Kingdom one. So I had to go into the old Switch. Luckily, it was charged, still using it. And then you have to, and unless there's another way to do this, I had to go game to game. And I'll show you. Like if I click on Splinter Fate, load on this system, load on other system. I had to click load on other system and then select the Switch 2 for it to load on. And I had to go do that with every game. So even if I have a game tied to my account, if it's loaded on another console, I can't play it. Which, unless I have the console next to each other and I say unload and then load to this system. Or maybe there's another way that but anyway, last night I had to do that. And so there is that kind of fear of maybe a game key card being tied down to hardware. I know and Nintendo's done that in the past too. So that's so much time and effort spent on real life inventory management. Yeah. Considering this was all virtual and digital and I had to go in and unload, load. So yeah, I'm not, we'll see where that goes. That was the only issue I had, I guess, was having to go through that whole thing. Other than that, what I am really excited about is I think the Switch 2 hardware is where it can play Nintendo games the way they're meant to. I'm hoping Calamity Wars gets that upgrade or something, because so far nothing. I can't wait to go in Bayonetta 3 because Bayonetta 3 got the upgrade. And then, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm super pumped, super happy. If any of you have any questions about Switch 2 or something for me to check, there's still more that I need to do. Like there's that welcome tour that's like $10. I was like, we'll see. I just spent a lot. And then to use the mouse controls, stuff like that. And then if I get a grip, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, that's it for this. I'm going to get to work, guys. This was a lot of fun. Very happy to be in this new phase where I have, the Switch 2. Very cool. So all have a good rest of the day. We will talk tomorrow.